Okay, so we're listing all the possible rational zeros. So I made a note over here, P divided by Q. P is your last or your constant, so our P is -4. Q is your first term, or your leading coefficient. Our leading coefficient is 2. So we have factors of 4, or -4 over 2. Okay, so our factors of 4, we have positive -1, positive -4, because 1 times 4 is 4, positive -2. Okay, our factors of 2 are just positive -1 and positive -2. Okay, so we're just going to pair these up. So we have 1 over 1, so positive -1, 1 over 2, so positive -1 over 2. Then we have 4 over 1, so positive -4. 4 over 2, so that simplifies to 2, so positive -2. Then we have 2 over 1, which is 2. We already have it. And then 2 over 2, which simplifies to 1, and we already have it. So our possible zeros are positive -1, positive -1/2, positive -4, and positive -2. Okay, now we're going to use that and we're going to find the rational zeros by substituting in. Okay, so first I need to find my zeros, possible zeros. Okay, so my possible zeros, I have P over Q. Remember, P is my last, Q is my leading coefficient. So factors of 1 over 2. Okay, so that's going to give me positive -1 on top, on bottom, positive -1, positive -2. So I'm going to list those. So I got 1 over 1, which is just 1, 1 over 2, which is not 2, it's a half. Okay, so my possible zeros are positive -1, positive -1/2. I'm going to substitute them into this function. If I get 0 when I substitute in, then I have found my 0. Okay, so I've got f of positive 1 equals 2 times positive 1 cubed plus positive 1 squared minus 4 times 1 plus 1. So I'm substituting in for the x's. Okay, so 1 cubed is just 1, so that's going to be 2 times 1 is 2. 1 squared is 1, so that's going to be 1. 4 times 1, that's -4 plus 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3, minus 4 is -1, plus 1 is 0. So that's a rational zero. I'm going to plug in f of -1, so that's 2 times -1 cubed plus -1 squared minus 4 times -1 plus 1. Okay, so -1 cubed is -1. 2 times -1 is -2. -1 squared is 1. -4, that's positive 4 plus 1. So -2 plus 1 is -1. -1 plus 4 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4, so that does not equal 0. And then you're going to do the same thing for a half. So if I were to say f of a half, that would be 2 times a half cubed plus a half squared minus 4 times a half plus 1. And then plug in -1/2. So it would help if you have a calculator a scientific calculator or higher. Okay, and you're going to substitute those in. For f of a half, you should get negative a half. So it's going to be negative a half. Down here, you're going to get 3. So my only zero is f of 1. My only rational zero is f of 1. Okay, so last over first. So my possible zeros, I have factors of 1 over 1. So that's positive negative 1 over positive negative 1. So my only option is positive or negative 1. Okay, and I'm going to substitute in 1. So f of 1 equals 1 cubed minus 5 times 1 squared plus 2 times 1 plus 1. 1 cubed is 1. 1 squared is 1. Negative 5 times 1 is negative 5. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1. So 1 minus 5 is negative 4. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2 plus 1. That's negative 1. So f of negative 1 is negative 1 cubed minus 5 times negative 1 squared plus 2 times negative 1 plus 1. So negative 1 cubed is negative 1. That becomes positive 1, so that's a negative 5. Okay, and then 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 plus 1. So negative 1 minus 5 is negative 6. Negative 6 minus 2 is negative 8 plus 1, that's negative 7. So neither one of those are a rational zero.